John? How now, brown cow? How now, brown cow? Tell me when we're on. Are we on?
We're on.
Okay. Welcome. Um, Welcome to the first edition of Nick's Wine Journal. And in this first chapter, we are visiting the beautiful area of Burgundy. Burgundy, located in France. More specifically, we are in the Cote, which is a narrow strip of the best wine and the best vineyards that Burgundy has to offer. More specifically, we're in Pommard. And as you can see here, beautiful vineyards of Pommard. Pommard is just south of Beaune, is the very first commune south of Beaune. And it is predominantly red wine. What makes this place so special is what you see down here. Come on, let's take a look. Come down here and you can see the earth. Terroir. See that red clay? You see some of the stones here? Some of the limestone? See how white that is? Chalky with some limestone. So what you have here is perfect conditions for growing red wine. This down here is more of the village level wine, and if we stand up, we look up into the hills there, you have the Premier Cru wine. And what makes that Premier Cru? Well, pretty much terroir. And let's define what terroir means. Terroir is essentially the earth, the soil, which you just saw me touch and show you, the wind, and then the rain and the sun. Those are the four components. Now, what makes that special, or more special, than where we're standing right here, is the direction that those slopes are facing, and that they're at a slope. So right there you have south to southeast facing slopes, which get more sun and get more heat, which give the grapes more flavor and more fruit. Down here you don't get as much, because it's flat. The other thing is that up there, they're protected from the winds from the west. Mountain range protects them. Now, what is even more interesting about this is that up there, even though you see a slope that doesn't seem very large, there are 3 quality levels on that slope. The best fruit is coming from the middle band. So at the very top you see there are trees, and up there it's hard to grow grapes because the wind's coming in and it's too strong, and it keeps the grapes too cool. You come down to that middle band, that's where the best fruit's going to be grown. You come down one band further, and down there it's not as good because the water's draining down there. So in that middle band, the rain hits the side of the mountain and comes down off the side of the mountain. Growing vines is not like growing a tomato plant in your backyard. You don't want to give it lots of water. You don't want to give it the best soil. It's more of a weed, and you want to really test it, and you want to really stress the vine out. By stressing the vine out, you put it in situations that are very challenging for it to get water. So that middle band up there is perfect. And what you have up there is you have thinner soil. Down here you have more clay and marl. Up there you have more limestone and chalk. So when that rain hits the side, it goes all the way down through the hill, and the roots have to shoot all the way down further and further to get their nutrients and water, making the vine, stressing it out, but making it stronger. Lastly, I'd like to show you a bunch over here of the Pinot Noir grapes. We just come over here. You can see this beautiful bunch of Pinot Noir grapes. What makes this so challenging is look how tightly packed those grapes are. I can't even move them. Look at that. Trying to wiggle them, can't even wiggle them. But this is what's dangerous. See that water right there? That's from the rain we had last night. If that gets inside those bunches and is given the right circumstances, the right opportunity, that can turn to rot. And as soon as that turns to rot, this whole grape, this whole bunch of beautiful fruit is useless. And right now, we're thinking, when are we going to pick these grapes? And the winemaker's pacing around the winery saying, when am I going to pick my grapes? It rained last night, which is very bad. You don't want to get rain during harvest time. For 2 reasons. One, if you were to pick these grapes right now, They obviously have water on them, and a lot of water will dilute the bunches after you squeeze the juice out. The other problem is it rained, so look at this. The soil's all moist. And that means that the vines are soaking up that moisture, and it's going into the grapes, and it's expanding the grapes, making them thicker, making them more full of water. And that's not what you want. You want just pure fruit juice. So the winemaker is now going to have to wait 3 days before they come out and pick. Hopefully by then the grapes won't have rotted. Thanks for joining us on our trip. We hope to see you later on.